The more you get to know me, you will know that I love to plan and especially homeschool plan. So today I'm really excited to jump back into our planning series for a Plan With Me video. Hi everyone, my name is Trisha at Box Homeschool and I have a planning video series that I've been in the middle of. Today I'm excited to do a Plan With Me video, but because we've started school but we're only a few weeks in, and so I noticed that at the start of the school year it takes me a lot longer to plan just to get used to the way things work, especially with a high schooler now. I think we are venturing more into like online courses and I'm getting used to how the teachers work and what they expect, how to plot down when things are due, and also have my daughter take that responsibility as well. Right now, you'll see I'm not as quick as I hope to be later in the school year, or even as quick as I was last year, but that's okay. We're in this learning curve right now, but I'm enjoying it every step of the way. And today I just wanted to crack open my planner and walk you through how I plan for a elementary, middle, and high schooler. And I just wanted to also say that everyone plans so differently. Some people do planning from behind where they don't write anything down in their planner ahead of time and they'll just do the next thing. And some people write down what they actually accomplished that day. I think that's to avoid, which I totally get, pressure, feeling like you failed or, dropped the ball and didn't accomplish the check marks and things like that. I totally understand that. For me personally, I work better with a to-do list in front of me with check boxes. It does help me to stay on track with where we're at in our curriculum. It also helps me prepare mentally for what I'm in for that week, and also to prepare my kids to get their minds in the game, and they can easily look at their own planner and see what they need to make time for, how to manage out their time with their chores and after school activities and things like that. So planning ahead just helps me personally, but please don't take this as this is the way that you homeschool plan. This is just the way that works for me, and hopefully that you'll take some kind of inspiration or motivation to plan for your own homeschool in the way that works best for your family. Okay, so here we are. This is my homeschool planner for this year. I have a full flip through of this planner in this series, and I can link it here for you. I also have a planning Q&A video where I answered all the questions that I got on Instagram regarding homeschool planning, and that covers a lot of, what do you do when you mess up? Do you just cross it out? Do you use erasable pens? Those kind of things. I answered that all in that video. So today is a Plan With Me, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up and show you how I get started. First of all, in the very front, I photocopy or print out any course syllabus that my kids have that are accessible to me and that I could keep. And so at times this just makes it easier for me to reference when I'm planning. So I keep these right here in the front. And then let me go to where we're at. Okay. So this is July. This is August, and then we're gonna plan out the next week. So here's a completely blank page. So the first thing I will do is set up. And now this planner is very open-ended. I love it so much. I think it just adds to the joy of the planning process for me and kind of gets me motivated. I think what gets me motivated to start this or to fill in all the plans is just setting it up, and it kind of just gets me ready to go. So let me start with our week. So I just look at, okay, so August 21st, and I'll write it up here. I typically use washi tape to just make it pretty, but here and here, I'm gonna skip that for right now. And then I will use the top up here for the days of the week, and then the subjects down here. So let's see. Let me explain my highlighters to you really quick. So this is what I chose for today. Typically, I color code my kids in 3 different colors. My oldest is usually pink, my son is usually green, and my daughter is usually some kind of lavender purple. And then I usually pick 2 other colors to highlight like the top and the side columns. So now that we did that, I'm going to start writing the days of the week here. So now I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now I have these 3 columns to play with. In the past, this is, by the way, layout 3B. In the past, I have been loyal to layout 2B, which first column here was not this grid. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a grid style paper. And so this one was just blank, this one. So I just write the subjects right in here before. But now, because this is grid, I was like, oh, this would be fine to make as a column, and there are these tabs here. I can write the subjects for more space. So now I have 3 columns, where I used to only have 2. So this one I'm actually using right now for my high schooler. So I will write anything in here that is just for her that don't necessarily fit into here. So like this one is a field trip that we're planning. This one is read with me. I mentioned before in another video that I'm planning to read books with my teen every week at some point, once or twice a week. And right now we're reading Screen Smart Kid. And so I'll just log in there what we're reading. And then if she has a project for a course, right here I put start PowerPoint for unit 2. So this will just help me know where she's at and where she needs to be by this week. And then I will use these last 2 columns for independent reads. So here I'll put high school, and these will be for independent reads. If you use something like A Gentle Feast or any kind of literature-based curriculum, having this space right here for independent reading was so helpful for me last year. We used A Gentle Feast, and each form had so many different independent readers that it was hard for me to keep track of for 3 kids, and I didn't have space for it here because they were doing other things for language arts. So this was really helpful to me to color code and log like their nature independent reading, their literature, chapter books that they were reading independently. My daughter also had like citizenship reading for science as well. So this section is really helpful if you're a Charlotte Mason homeschooler. So the next thing that I do is go into my calendar and I look at what that week looks like. So I keep all of our personal appointments or after school activities, anything that is not homeschool related, I keep it in our phone calendar, on a digital calendar. And so I reference this first just to see what does August 28th, what does that week look like, so that I can plan accordingly. If we have a lot of things going on Thursday, then I'll make sure to make that a lighter day. Anything, a birthday or something is coming up, then we can make arrangements for that. So the first thing I do, I'll go into my calendar and look. So Monday looks like a regular day. Tuesday, we have some appointments. I have a meeting. So the 29th, we're gonna say appointments up here. Wednesday, I have an appointment. And Thursday, oh wow, it's a busy week. Thursday, my daughters have appointments. So here we are. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, some of us have appointments or meetings. So I just log that up here so I know that who is maybe busier on those days. So now that we have the appointments in, now I'm going to write down the subjects. This is our family studies or our morning time. Next I write math, and I've been doing the same order for so long. Language arts, I have a separate 2 rows for language arts. So this will be language arts and this will be writing. So this is more reading, spelling, things like that. This will be writing and grammar. Writing, then I do science, history, and the last one is usually like a loop. So now that I have everything labeled, all the columns, and I'll go in and color code. This one's for my oldest, this is my middle, and this is my youngest. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in, and now I'm gonna go in and color code this for you. This one I'll use for any combined subjects. So family studies, I'll use this. Science is combined with my younger 2. And I think that is it, that's combined. Okay, so let's go. In celebration of the back to school season, this video is in collaboration with Anna Vance Paper Co. This is one of my favorite places to shop for homeschool resources, for homeschool planners, notebooks, journals, meal planners. They have so many great paper products that are high quality and beautiful in design. I love the open-ended layouts and the customization options. We are offering a $100 gift card to her shop, and the entry link is down below in the description. So now it's kind of set up as the skeleton of what we need to do. Now I'm gonna look at where our busier days are, and then subjects like history and science that I don't schedule necessarily every day, I'll look at that and figure out like our best days. Best bet on getting science done would be not on the appointment days. Let's see, so I will do science on Monday. So I'm gonna put that here. Tuesday is busy. I have an appointment, but I think I could still do science. I'm okay with mess ups. And then, history, sorry. So science and history. I am gonna put history on Monday as well, which I messed up again. There it is. I'm gonna also do history. I'm gonna do it on one of these days, even though we're busier, here on Thursday, and then also on Friday. And then here we will worry about when I know a little more. If you haven't seen, if you don't know, I offer this on my blog. It is Homeschool High School Worksheets, just to help keep me on track. I also have this planning sheet that is on my blog. I put it in here to keep it handy. I reference this as I plan as well. This is basically everything that we're doing for the school year, and it helps me remember how to fit in. I want to fit in nutrition, Bible, habits, read aloud, hymn, artist, fitness, and Squilt. Squilt is a music program. So from here, I can just fill in this, what would work well for our family. So the kids have a prayer journal that they do every morning, and so I always write prayer. And so we'll write prayer and Bible for each day. That is our prayer journal and Bible study. For habits, we're going through the generous family, so I am going to add that. We're going to do it 3 days. We also would do our hymn on Monday and also on Friday. Fitness, music. Okay, music here. We'll do our fitness here. And we will do our nutrition here. Column. So I just typically put 4 at first because I know we'll be doing at least 4 things. The cool thing is everything, even though it could seem like a lot as we add to it, they're all very short. All of these things are very short. We'll do artist study here. Our current events. So we do use World Watch News. And we'll end each morning time with a read aloud, and I do that every day. So for read aloud, I will pull either from our study from Beautiful Feet books, Early American History. Does it show it? Oh yeah, here. So we'll just go through and either pick one of these, or we're also reading American history biographies from YWAM Publishing. Sometimes it could be like 3 days of the biography and 2 days of the Beautiful Feet books, depending on where we're at in each book. Now we're moving on. So I would look at my calendar and see, now that my kids have some live online classes that they attend, then I like to add those in first, just so I know. My daughter has live geometry class on Monday and Wednesday of this week. And then I also have back here, I believe, yes, her assignments for the class. And so let me just check, August 28th. Okay, so here there's a quiz that's due on Friday. So I'm actually gonna write it the day before. I'm gonna write it the day before just so we can try to get it done before it's actually due. My son and my middle and younger child don't have math live classes, so I can just fill that in. So on here, when it comes to certain subjects like math, language arts, writing, for the most part, science even, I don't need to write down very specific notes for that. I will write more specific notes in the student planners. But this is just for my reference to make sure that we get it done. And then my kids will have a more detailed list of like what pages they need to read, or we're gonna do narration, notebooking on that day in their own planners. So the day I know my daughters are busy for my son, I'm gonna do Right Start Math with him because that's pretty teacher intensive, and I'll do it again over here. My daughters have appointments again. On Friday, he does business math with Simply Charlotte Mason. And then the other 2 days, he'll do his other math, which we have been trialing from Apologia, which has been great. It's a little bit like he's more confident with that one because he can do it independently. With Right Star, we work together. It's a little more complex, but a great foundation. So for my younger daughter, she has appointments Tuesday and Thursday, so I'm gonna put Apology Math there for her. On the other 2 days, I'll work with her on Right Start. So that kind of helps me spread out. If you use Right Start Math, you know that it's very teacher intensive, and to use it with multiple students could be a challenge because you do need to give them that attention and explain the concepts. So this is kind of nice how it worked out this week, where it's every other day I'm working with my son or my daughter, my son or my daughter. Here we can do Right Start again. Okay, language arts. My younger 2 are working through I call it LLATL, but it's Learning Language Arts Through Literature. So I will just write that. That curriculum works off a 4 to 5 day week, depending on your pace of it. So this is one I don't need to write any details, it's just due the next day. LATL. So my oldest daughter is taking a language arts class, an honors class online, and so I'm gonna have to wait to see what the teacher assigns for this week to see what to put in there. And then for writing, I'll put in, they use Fix-It Grammar and Cursive. So for writing, I'm gonna add in Cursive and Fix-It for both kids, younger too. Fix-It is a program that works off a 4-day week. And so I'll be writing that Monday through Thursday, and then Friday's off. So Cursive and Fix-It. And we'll do Cursive again on Tuesday. We can do typing here. My son is also doing class with Redefining School with Miss Mindy. So that will be week 4 in her schedule. So this is like her syllabus. Put that down here just to keep it organized. On the first day, watch the intro video. Choose your animal trait and conflict. So I'm just gonna use her syllabus to fill in the rest of the week. Moving on to science again, I don't know what my oldest will be doing for her online bios honors class. For my younger two, we do science together. We're using Apologia's chemistry and physics. Exploring creation, we put Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Chemistry, we will do notebooking. Wednesday, we'll do more notebooking, and then here we'll do some labs. Okay, so for history, for my 9th grader, we're using Exploring World History with Knotgrass. This has been going really well. I'm surprised by how easy the reading is actually. Like, I feel like my other kids might enjoy these readings too. We are just going through this each day, reading about this much. Okay, so lesson 16. So I'm just gonna write down the lesson will be on. And let me just see if there's any. So she'll be reading, they'll have a title in here of what she's reading. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that over here. 5 check boxes, so she can read a chapter a day. And that should work out good. So we don't do everything in this book. We do the review. I have the student review book, which we do. We'll read the Bible. I don't have her memorize, or she does read the commentary in the student review book, and we're doing the literature option. I do have the quiz and test, what is it called? Quiz and answer booklet, I think, which we do use. Project-wise, we don't do, because she is doing some papers for our charter school. So those are the like writing assignments and field trips and things that we'll take. For my younger two, we're using our Early American History with Beautiful Feet books. So this teacher's guide has a lot of options. There's a read aloud, there are questions you can ask to discuss. There's a little bit of a map study here, there's some vocabulary words. So I kind of go through and just see what would be of value to us. I don't do everything in this teacher guide. So here we're gonna read People of the Breaking Day, read and go through the questions. We will also do narration notebooking. And then we're gonna go into the Vikings. So I think what I'm gonna do is read this page, which is 16. Read page 16 of the teacher's guide, and I'm gonna find something on YouTube or online to watch on the Vikings. Have some visuals before we jump into the next book, which is the Vikings. Now going into our loop schedule, this is where I pull up my planning sheet again. Here's loops, so each kid I wrote different things that will loop, and I try to spread it out just so we're not all doing piano on the same day or even screens, so that they're not needing the same equipment each day. Okay, so for my daughter, I'm gonna put Japanese, and then she's also interested in guitar right now, so I'm just gonna put instrument and leave it up to her. Instrument, and Thursday we will do Skillshare, because that usually takes a little more time. She's learning different things on there, picking from hand lettering or Adobe Illustrator. She loves to create. Here we'll put watercolor. We're using Watercolor School from Lily and Thistle, which has been really great. And then here I'll put Japanese and instrument again. Okay, for my son, he's really into his instruments, we'll put it there. And Skillshare here. We will do Yellow Spot Sun, drawing class, and that one I'm gonna actually do together with my daughter, so they'll both do Yellow Spot Sun on Wednesday, and then We'll do language here. Let's do him on watercolor on Friday. So for my youngest kid, we are using Art Makes Me Smart. We started that in the summer. She's really enjoying it. There's like art projects for countries around the world, and we've worked through Australia and Scandinavia. I'm not sure what she's gonna choose next. She enjoys watercolor school a lot, so we kind of like go back and forth, basically depending on the mood. But Art Makes Me Smart does include other materials, which I think just kind of wakes up her creative senses, and so she's been enjoying that hands art process. So I'm gonna put that here. She's studying Mandarin right now, so I'm gonna put that here. As you could tell, I'm just kind of spreading out, creating variety. Instrument, creating variety in their schedule. Where are we? So I'm gonna continue with the independent reading. We don't have as many currently, but that will probably change. Okay, and then my daughter is reading the Viking Adventure. So we'll go 11 to 12, 17 to 18, and then 19 to the end. So we've got that. This will have to get filled in once I know more about her schedule for that. Book of Marvels, my son is reading a chapter, just one chapter a week. Then I'm also having my daughter read the First Studies of Plant Life, just as a nature read, chapter 1 and 2. So I'll have her read chapter 3 and chapter 4 for this week. Sometimes my oldest daughter will have something she needs to read to more so write a paper on, so like do research. And so I will write those things here, like gather books for her research paper or something like that. But I'm gonna have to wait until we get closer to that. Okay, so this is pretty much done for myself. And then what I would do from here is transfer this and add more detail to my kids' planners, which if you're interested, I can try to walk through that process. Let me know if you have any questions about this, what you just saw here, if that was helpful to you. I did get this package from Sweet Crust Designs planning stickers. I showed them on Instagram and talked about how I wish I could be one of those planner girls that use tweezers on these stickers. I don't know why that sounds so fun to me. Here we go. So if you wanted to add anything just to make it prettier, see, I understand why the tweezers would help. If you want to add things just to make it even cuter. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? Yes. See, this is the fun I have right here. That's so fun. This is done. Again, I have this planning sheet. I also have these homeschool high school worksheets. I can show you a little sample. This is one for world history that I filled out. So just kind of went through the different projects that we're going to complete for our charter school. It tells me like how many projects she needs to do. We already went through the list of options and selected them. And so that will just help us to stay on track. That is also available on my blog. If you have any other questions about planning, this is a topic that a process I just really enjoy, and I'm happy to help if this is helpful to you in your own homeschool journey. Please leave me a comment and just let me know, and I'd be happy to address it or make another video that would help explain things or motivate you in some way. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope that this was helpful. It's very fun for me, so I'm happy to do it. And if you are on Instagram, I'm over at Box Homeschool, and I hope that you're subscribed to this YouTube channel. And I will try to link everything that I mentioned down below in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.